It's just honestly amazing, and it's one of my favorite parts at Western. Great that you asked that. Western actually has faculty clubs for each faculty. So yes, there's a psychology faculty club, there's a biology faculty club, there's a health sci faculty club. There's just so many clubs. It's also very important to note, though, that the support system at Western is honestly immaculate. We have office hours for our professors they're available every single day. We have our TAs, we have help sessions, help office hours, mentorship programs. So assignments really vary course to course. In our psychology course, assessments take the form of tutorial participation and discussion paragraphs that we write. So we have 4 of those, and then we have many tutorials that we have to attend, and then part in course evaluation site or learning tool that we use. And then we also have the same for chemistry. For calculus, we also have homework assignments and quizzes. And then for the biology, we just have weekly quizzes. Partake in discussions. And then for the physics course, our assignments look a bit different. So we have assignments on this one website called Mastering Physics, and then we have OWL quizzes to do, which is a Western. So my top 6 courses were IB, SL, Math, French, and Biology, and then for HLs I did Psychology, Chemistry, and English, and my average was a IB level 7, So this is a common misconception. There's no exact program that's going to get you into medical school. You can even be an arts major and get into medical school. You can be doing music and get into medical school, as long as you have the requirements. Absolutely, but just know that when you are applying to medical school or even scheduling your draft schedules, that you take into consideration the requirements that each program has. Ottawa Med School, for instance, has a lot of course. I personally don't, but I do know that first year can be challenging for everyone to balance a social life and a work life and their extracurriculars, and it's just because of how rigorous the program is. But once you get into schedules that work for you and organization tasks, they matter however much they matter to you. So no matter the size or no matter the scale, no matter the number of positions you held, or no matter the position you held, if it made an impact in your life, then it's worthy to talk about in a supplementary application. There are so many fields in science out there. Honestly, medical school is not be-all, end-all, and it's not the only field of science. You can go into health policy if you're interested in politics. You can go into global health if you're interested in virology. You can go into paleontology. Something that's different from most programs is that the medical science program at Western, you can actually specialize in your 3rd and 4th year into a module and then write a thesis with a professor and do some more specialized research in fields that you're interested in. Thank you to everyone who's followed through with these short Instagram stories. If I didn't get a chance to answer your question today, I apologize. Please feel free to message me, or if you ever have any other questions in the future, feel free to message me, and good luck with your university applications and future endeavors.
As of right now, I'm technically just undeclared, but next year I want to go into the criminology program. It is possible for a social science student to try to get into law school, because for law school they don't really look at what undergrad you take. It's just like the LSAT, and then that's about it. But I'm not sure about med school because I haven't looked into that direction. So for social science students, there's no supplementary required. They just look at your grades. In my last year of high school, I was an executive member of 3 different clubs, I think, and also a committee. So for me, I had a 92 in grade 12 English, and seeing as English is the only prerequisite for this program, I would say that you should have at least a low 80 in English. So criminology is actually a program that starts 2nd year, so in 1st year you just have to make sure you have all the prerequisites for the crim program, and then you have to apply to get into the criminology program 2nd year. So I'm actually on residence right now, and while it's not necessary, I really would recommend it, because you do get to meet a lot more people and you get to be more independent, and also there's a lot more places to study so that you're not just in one room for the entire year studying. So I've actually wanted to come to Western since grade 11, and I really wanted to come here for the crim program because the crim program is actually very nice, and a lot of their courses, I was very interested in a lot of their courses that they offered for the crim program. So as a social science student, I only had one required course, which was a sociology course. And then for the rest of semester 1, I have astronomy, philosophy, comp sci, and psych. And then for next semester, I also have astronomy, philosophy, psych, and instead of comp sci, I have women's studies. So for my top 6 average, I had a 94 to 5 average. I can't really remember like the exact number, but it was around there. And then for my total complete average of all my courses, I think it was a 93. So with social sciences, in the social science department, there's honestly so many different majors that are available for you, and check out this link that I'm gonna include here. Check out this link for all the different majors that they offer. So for crim, after 4 years, you don't have to go to law school. That's not what I want to do. I want to work with law enforcement, and I think after my 4 years, I'll have my degree and I can start looking for a job. Yeah, you can apply for Ivey AEO with any program. Like I have some friends in engineering who also have AEO.
I'm not so sure about that. It really depends on what course you're redoing. If it's an English course, like if it's grade 12 English, I feel like they might be more serious about that and might look at that. But I think other than that, it should be fine. So as of what I know right now, they don't offer co-op for my social science program, but I'm not so sure about all the other departments in the social science department.
So there really isn't much difference between Western social science and like other schools because they do both lead you down the same path, but I do know that Western social science is more well known than say like Mac social science, for example.
So the cutoff last year was around mid-80s, so as long as your average is around that, I think it should be fine. So I keep a planner to keep on track, and because everything is asynchronous, so everything's online, I kind of just wake up and I just do my work. I just go to a study lounge and I do my work. Sometimes I have live lectures, but that's only on Wednesdays and Fridays for me. So the profs for social science, honestly, like they're the best. Like they're so understanding, they're so nice, they have office hours for consulting, like it's so nice. So as of what I can remember, I took French, English, philosophy, law, politics, apps, this sociology course, and fashion. University is like a whole new experience. You're so independent. Like teachers don't like chase after you for work, so you have to make sure you're on top of your game. So you can be ready for that big jump. Just keep a planner or a calendar. It helps.
Also, you have to keep in mind that it's so easy to fall behind in university, so try to make sure you're on track, like try not to procrastinate as much. Like you can, like you have time to like do your own thing, but like when it comes down to schoolwork, try not to fall behind.
Like in all, like it's fun. It's fun to be here. I like it here. Yeah, it's a big change, but like you get used to it. Like it's honestly so fun here. So my second choice uni was actually Ottawa or Queens. So universities actually don't look at your grade 11 marks unless you're trying to go for early acceptance. So you can still get it even if you got like a 70 average in grade 11.
So for social science students, it's not too hard. I actually have a job myself, and like I do have time for myself. I do have time to catch up on Netflix shows, for example. Like I have time. So I chose Western over all my other choices because I honestly really wanted to take some of the courses because I was really interested in some of the courses they had to offer within the current program, and I know that Western social sciences is actually a really good program. So yeah.
So I don't think there's much of a difference, but I do know that Queens doesn't offer like a specific criminology degree like Western does, so that's why I chose Western because I wanted to specifically major in criminology.
Okay, so I'll be wrapping up now with my Q&A. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you. If you still have any questions, just send them to my main account. I'll post it right here. But yeah, thank you so much.
Basically means advanced entry opportunity to Ivey Business School. So when you apply in high school, you're able to apply for AEO. So as long as you maintain an 80 average and extracurriculars throughout your undergrad, you'll basically be accepted to Ivey in third year rather than having to apply again second year. So AEO only takes into account your top 6 grades, including English. So for me in grade 12, that was a mid to high 90. So in your high school applying for AEO, you need at least a 90% in your top 6 courses, including English. When you are in university, you just need to achieve at least a 2-year average of at least 80%, like in your first 2 years. So you can definitely change your mind. At the end of the day, AEO is still just an opportunity. So basically you have to enroll in a regular program before Ivy anyways. So you can just continue that program and decide not to do Ivy in third year. So AEO requires a 90% average in your top 6 courses, including English. So prerequisite courses include English, and they also ask that you take a math course, whether that's functions, data management, or calculus. So to apply for AEO status, they also ask you for a supplementary application where they'll ask you about your work experience as well as extracurricular activities. And what they're looking for here is that you do have leadership experience and take initiative. So first you enroll on a regular program at Western through OUAC, and then you also have to indicate that you want to apply with AEO, and it's like a checkbox. In addition, you have to submit a supplementary application available on their website. So if you just do the regular Ivy, then no, you will not get a BMSc, which is a Bachelor of Medical Science. You only will get Honors of Business Administration and HBA. However, if you decide to do a dual degree option with MedSci and Ivy, you can get both degrees, but that takes 5 years. It doesn't make a difference at all. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what prestige or where the involvement came from, as long as it really shows what you did and where you took leadership and where you took initiative and what you contributed to the activity. It varies per person, but it definitely takes a decent amount of time, so I recommend looking at it in advance to get an idea of what it looks like and to prepare your reference contacts, because that's one aspect you have to look out for. In general, I say take your time with it and give yourself time to revise where necessary. Personally, I'd say no. I know so many people pursuing dual degrees with engineering, computer science, health sciences, and so forth with Ivy. At the end of the day, I think it comes down to whether you think you might see an intersection with business in your future career, or possibly if you want a backup plan. It's a hard question to answer, as it really depends on the course that you took already versus the ones that are required for that major. However, at the end of the day, it's probably possible as long as you have all of the required courses. It just might take an extra year or so. So the main consideration right now is opening up your own practice as a specialized physician. However, I'm definitely keeping options open of perhaps innovating in the health tech field or possibly healthcare consulting. So in your first year of Ivy, HBA1, or your third year of undergrad, your courses are all selected for and your schedule is already laid out. You follow that schedule. For HBA2, second year of Ivy, or your fourth year of undergrad, you have core courses. You get electives in addition to these core courses. However, they give you like a set of electives you can choose from, so it's not as flexible as like a regular program, but you have some say in your schedule now. Pursuing a dual degree, this fourth year will look very different. This is where you get these mandated Ivy electives and core courses, but that's spread over the fourth and fifth year, and you also have to integrate your other program prerequisite courses. I can't speak on all programs at Western, as there are many, I can imagine. However, at least for the majority that I'm aware of, many of them just look at your grades unless you're applying for AEO status. So on the website, all dual degree options are advertised as 5 years. In addition, I've never really heard of anyone fast-tracking a dual degree. You can try asking about it to an academic counselor. However, for the most part, I would believe not. So I really tried to focus personally on my personal impact rather than just reiterating the job description. For instance, when I was talking about student council president, I would talk about how I increased events by 200%, or how I founded this event or this event, rather than just reiterating the role. Of course, it's not required, but for me personally, I tried showing a variety of commitments. For instance, I did hospital volunteering when I talked about the performing arts in my cultural community, talked about, of course, academic and school achievements and school involvements and so forth. So what I think really matters is, in the end of the day, just having a good application. That means well written, no grammatical errors, have it revised by friends and family, make sure that you are using up your word count appropriately, and make sure you try to fit in as much as you can, but concisely. So the biggest issue I have with online school is I felt like there was endless assignments, and I felt like there was a hard division between my social life and my school life. But once you start setting apart time for yourself and for your friends, it becomes a lot more manageable, I would say. Hi everyone, so that concludes my takeover of the day. Thank you all so much for submitting your questions, and I hope my answers are of some help. If I didn't get to your question, I apologize, and I really hope you can feel free to message me on my main account and I'll respond there. So wish you guys all the best of luck, and have a good day.